Welcome to Family Corner. My name is Bailey Cormier and I am a Student Orientation Coordinator with the Orientation Program at BSU.
And my name is Samantha Santos and I am an Orientation Leader. Family Corner is a series that features staff from various departments who are excited to share their expertise and the resources available to support your student. The hope is that this series will provide you with new insights and information so that you are better informed as you support your students' transition to college.
In today's episode, we are discussing dining on campus, and we are joined by Joe Pina and Staci DeSimone. Joe is an executive chef here at BSU, and Staci is a general manager of Bridgewater Dining. Welcome to both of you. We're happy to have you both here today. Can you share with us a little bit about your role at BSU?
I'm the general manager for Bridgewater Dining, and I oversee the entire dining program, which encompasses catering, food service in the dining halls, vending, as well as any other additional needs.
Yeah, I am your campus executive chef here at BSU. I oversee the entire culinary program. I'm here to make sure that everybody has a great time with their food and makes it feel like you're at home, right? The idea is to always make sure that we have a great experience every day.
Perfect, awesome.
So what are your primary goals or missions in providing food to students?
So, the most important thing, kind of like I stated just a second ago, is really about making sure that when you come here, you feel like you're at home. Like when you have that Sunday meal at home, we want to try to make sure that you still have that Sunday meal when you're here. We want to make sure we take care of any needs that you might have, whether it be a dietary restriction, whether it just be favorites that you're looking for, or maybe you have a simple appetite and you're saying, hey, I just really want a grilled cheese every single day. Our goal is to make sure that you have a great experience with food here, you feel comfortable in always asking to advocate for yourself. We want to make sure that you feel great when you're here and that you don't have any kind of food insecurity. And if you have any kind of allergies or you have a dietary restriction that you need, like I said, it's so important for us that everybody comes to us and says, hey, these are the things that I have, but we want to make sure we take care of you.
In addition to that, we also just know that food in college, food is also about the experience. So we want to make sure that we really utilize the benefit of the fact that we have more than one dining hall on campus, and we want to contour to all the students' needs and their different schedules. We don't want to be rigid in our structure.
Speaking more on that, what are some of the differences between the dining halls and how they differ? What do they offer to each student?
So the big thing for us, and a lot of things that we've been working on this past summer, is really contouring our menu because it's all about doing everything really well. So for example, you have the East Campus Dining Commons, which is more of an all-you-care-to-eat dining hall. Basically, you go in, you swipe in, and have at it. The additional dining halls that we have on campus are more of a retail feel to them. One is the Bear's Den. The Bear's Den tends to be, you walk in and there's many choices that you can go from. Some new additions that we have, we're actually introducing an ice cream parlor at Bear's Den this year. It's going to be called 32 Degrees. And it's going to be kind of an old-fashioned, hard scoop ice cream with waffle cones and all that fun stuff. We're also introducing a diner at the Bear's Den, and it's really going to be a diner. So you can get anything from an egg sandwich to a burger, grilled cheese. And again, it's a kind of a retail feel to it, so someone that wants to shop more a la carte, a little bit of everything, can go through there. We also have a food truck here on campus. So our food truck is going to be open and available to students 5 days a week, and then it's also going to be running all the concessions at all the games upcoming this fall and spring semester. So the food truck menu is going to have a core menu, which I would consider a grill style, and then it's going to have some features that are going to go along with it. We're also very excited to bring back our late night dining at Crimson. Crimson is getting a full overhaul this summer though, so it's going to be really exciting. And each restaurant within Crimson is getting a branding and a menu structure. We're going to have a grill. We're going to have Sabroso, which is also a BSU piece that if we got rid of, I think we would have an issue. We're also going to have Neapolitan, which is an Italian flair pizzeria, and then we're actually introducing a new station at Crimson, which is going to be open in the morning, which is different for us, morning through lunch, which is called Natural, and it's a full vegan, vegetarian station. Really great smoothies, juices, and such, all made right there to order, and it will be offering breakfast and light lunch, so it'll give a different flair. We're opening a concession stand in the athletic center 4 days a week. That's going to offer concession food, but more on the healthier side. We have a Starbucks available in the library. The Starbucks expanded their menu over this past 2 semesters. We're keeping that expanded menu and we're actually adding to it with a food offer. We're also, Dunkin' Brands is going to be offered at the ECC. It's going to be run through the dining program now, and we're expanding the offer on that as well as the hours of operations to include weekends. So we're pretty excited about the offers that we're going to have this coming fall.
So many options.
So great. So Joe, what do the menus tend to look like on a weekday, and what can new students expect?
Weekday menus are very similar to weekends. Is that so there's ECC, which is the all-you-can-eat menu. So we have really great success offering breakfast into lunch, aka brunch, every single day. We'll continue to go with our fresh pizza program across campus, where we have our own fresh dough, we make our own sauce, we grind our own cheese. So we're going to continue with that. Bears Den will really kind of. She said the diner will be really cool. The idea too is that we're really trying to make sure that there's not 50,000 options. It sounds like there's a lot out there, but the idea is that instead of doing 50,000 options, let's do 10,000 options, but let's do them really well.
Nice.
Like sometimes when you have so many different things, it's really hard to perfect those pieces that you want to do. So to be able to take all these platforms, shrink them down just a little bit, but still have an amazing variety, but know that we're putting the time and the care into each piece.
What does BSU Dining kind of do to accommodate those students that have dietary restrictions, like being gluten-free or similar?
So we have a couple different platforms right there. For every location, I should say ECC, and for Bears Den, we have what's called MISO, first and foremost, and that is a gluten-free, nut-free piece. We always have a policy where we meet with all these individuals, usually as long as they let us know, that they have a restriction, and they can do 2 things. They can call ahead, and we will make their meal right then, fresh, right on site as they go, or they can come up and ask any of our attendants there. And the great thing is about all our employees really getting to know everybody.
Absolutely.
And they say, oh my God, here comes Allie, and I know that Allie can't have soy, or whatever it may be, and we really want to make sure that we take care of those things. And last, definitely not least, is the program that we have, Simple Servings, which is free of the top 7 out of 8 allergens that are out there. The only allergy that would be there, sometimes we serve finfish fish, but doesn't have any nuts, tree nuts, gluten, wheat, soy. It's not in that station. So if you have pretty much an allergy, there's no egg, you can come up to that station at ECC, and you are guaranteed that we will have something for you ready there, 3 meals a day. There's always something there. We painted the pole next to the station this year purple, so it'll stand out. Simple Servings, purple is there. But the really good point to get across is that if you have something, please stop and ask. And email us. We have a dietitian on campus. That is one of the most important things that we have. So whether it be a dietary restriction, or whether it be something that you want to be a little bit more healthy, and you want to really know the options that are out there, the dietitian can start the process, and then you start meeting the managers and the chefs at each building, and then you start meeting all the employees that are front line out there that are help serving. So everybody gets to know who you are. Absolutely. And that's the most important thing. If we can get a face to the name, a name to the face, we can always make sure we take care of it.
That's great. So Staci, dining halls tend to be spots where students don't just eat, they hang out, do homework, meet up with their friends. How do you embrace and create community in the dining halls?
So in September I'll be here 2 years. So it really gave me a good opportunity to have 1 year of pre-COVID and 1 year of COVID, right? So, but it allowed me to really take into consideration that exact thing, the atmosphere. In Crimson, we're going to be bringing back the sort of old school sports theme. We're going to bring back the Xbox. We've got some other new large games that students can play and eat at the same time. Again, rearranging some of the furniture, incorporating some new soft seating that we've inherited. And then music is another thing too. So we've been spending a lot of time. All of the dining halls do have the ability to have music, and we've really taken a lot of opportunity to make sure it all works, make sure it has ability, and then make sure it can also be kind of controlled so that it's not We've had some issues in the past with volume or music choices, that kind of thing. So we're also going to incorporate that, and then we're going to create what I would like to call a entranceway in each of the locations. We are going to more of a digital feel. There's not going to be as much paper out, printed things. So when you walk in, you're gonna embrace that experience from each of the locations, and they're all going to look different, because that's the big thing I want as well. I want them to be like, well, I like going to Bears Den because of the food, and I get to get that corner spot which has a perfect view of the game, and whatever it may be. So they're all going to have a little bit of a difference to them as well.
You look so great.
Yeah, really exciting.
And to add one more thing to what Staci said about, creating experience is so important.
Right.
So, I mean, that is, we always talk about customer experience and how important it is that everybody comes in and has a great time, whether it be with the food or just interactions with employees, whatever it may be. We have a program called My Kitchen to You.
Right.
And that we do, and we do it with our employees. We did it with all of our employees this particular year with COVID happening. But last year prior to is that we had My Kitchen to You is basically where you bring your kitchen to us. So, we have a lot of Cape Verdean influence on campus, so we do a lot of Cape Verdean meals from our employees. And we come and say, these are my recipes from home. Can I do them tonight for dinner? Absolutely. Let's go through your recipes and let's build something great. Prior to that, we did it with a lot of student groups, a lot of individual students. This year we did with one student, we did Sarah, and she's from Jordan. So we had a bunch of Jordanian food, and she wasn't able to come into the kitchen with, the precautions that we have in place and whatnot. But, I did work with all of her recipes, so we made sure that it was the authentic piece that she wanted. Hopefully this year we can get right back into having, our students in the kitchen with us cooking, mom's special lasagna, or, whatever it may be. And we can really kind of get that experience, because there's nothing better than someone coming in and saying, "Oh, I'm serving my mom's lasagna tonight at ECC tonight. You guys need to come by." And a text chain happens, and everybody comes in and says, "Oh, this is what you have on Sunday dinners." Absolutely, we did a great job putting it together, and it really kind of warms whoever it is. The student says, "You know what? This is where I come from," and I'm glad that you can be a part of this.
Absolutely. I think as a student, that was it's a great program, because it's a lot of the times it's sometimes your first experience with food from different cultures. I tried Haitian food for the first time this past year because of My Kitchen to You. So and it was the best. I was like, oh my god, I had seconds and thirds. It was so good. So I definitely love those types of programs.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's awesome. Something that you both alluded to earlier was the Grubhub experience and the robots. Is that making a reappearance in the fall?
Of course.
All that, if you speak a little bit to it. Yeah.
Sure. So Grubhub is our pickup option. You can order online and then pick up in each of the venues. There's going to be Grubhub in all of the venues: East Campus Commons, Duncan, Bears Den, Crimson. I had to think for a second.
Of course.
So they're all going to be varied a little bit depending on volume and hours of operation. And yes, the robots will be coming back to campus. They actually haven't left. They're in their little sleeping spot right now. We are adding 10 more robots to the campus. They should be here in August. So we'll have a total of 25 robots.
Wow.
And the robots will launch from all our retail venues. So from Bears Den, Crimson, Duncan, they will be launching from. And they will be available more contoured to the hours of the operation of those locations. So if that location happens to be closed or closes at 7 that day, that robot stops from that location, but the other locations will be open.
So going to the dining plans, the dining options, if a student runs out of their swipes or their dollars, what options do they have?
So if they run out of dollars, they can always go on Sodexo My Way, and they can add more dollars, or a parent or guardian or a loved one that really just wants to give you more food. They can go onto the site and they can add more on. Swipes you can't necessarily add them on. However, we do run a program which tends to start, in the past it had always been in the spring. This year the university has asked us to run it all year, and it's basically called Swipe It Forward. Oh, yeah. So if you're a student that you bought a dining plan that had a lot more swipes, then you realize it's not the dining plan for you, and maybe it's past the cutoff time that you can switch dining plans, you can donate your swipes to other students. It can be done anonymously as well, and the student can take the donation anonymously, so it doesn't have to be verbalized or promoted. The cashiers, when you walk into each of the locations, have the information for you, and you can also do it through the Connect Card office.
Awesome.
The other thing is we do offer, all the plans offer flex dollars.
Yeah.
So flex dollars is another way that, a guardian or loved one can give you some more food to, fuel for the food or whatever it may be. Yeah. So, so you can add on flex dollars all year long as well.
That's awesome. So speaking of the fall semester, everything that's going on, are there any exciting events that you have to talk about that you're excited to showcase with the students, events, programs?
So we are pretty happy to say, we're obviously the university and the state and the world in general is moving forward, right?
Absolutely.
So we're still being a little conservative, as the university expands itself as to what we're going to offer for events. We have a fully loaded event calendar.
Right.
I will tell you that. We're hoping that everything we've got on that calendar will be able to happen, from barbecues, from My Kitchen to You events, from little pop-ups throughout. That's what we're going for and we're pushing for. We're hoping to not only get back to those traditional events that students are always looking for, but we're also hoping to add a few more and switch it up. So if it's an event that's always been at ECC, maybe this year we offer it at Bear's Day, or we offer it outside. And we've been talking about how when students start moving in, we now have a food truck. Where can we roll that food truck to as students are moving in? So we're working with Res Life very closely.
That's awesome.
And then obviously we have a seat at the table for the COVID safe return plan.
Absolutely.
And as things are, following guidelines, we're going to add things. But we're ready and raring to go with events.
Yeah,
and we'll see that.
we get excited about doing it.
Yeah.
Like, they're really fun. Even if it's just something like we're gonna have a carnival night,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, this year we rented the cotton candy machines,
Yeah.
like the snow cone machines. We really just wanted to have some fun
Absolutely.
and just kind of do individual events.
So just lastly, what piece of advice would you have for students when they're picking their dining plan?
So I think from my perspective, and part of that is not only as the general manager, but I'm a mom of a college-age student. So, I look at it and I say, so how do you eat?
Right.
Are you more of an a la carte picky eater? You wake up late, you'd rather have brunch? Are you more on a really structured schedule and you need 3 meals a day because that's the way that you function? So I think about a little bit about what type of eater you are, and then think about your flow of your day. If you're going back and forth from east to west campus, it may behoove you to have a meal plan that is more dining dollar heavy versus swipe heavy. If you tend to see that you're going to be more on the side of campus that has the all you care to eat location, then you may want to pick a meal plan that is more meal swipe heavy.
Absolutely.
So I think you need to think about that. The good thing is you do have a little bit of time when the semester starts to make the switch.
Thank you, Staci and Joe, for helping us better understand BSU dining and the BSU dining experience. It was definitely very informative, and I'm sure that it'll help the new students when they're selecting their dining plan.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for viewing today's episode of The Family Corner focused on dining at BSU. Be sure to catch our other episodes as well by visiting the BSU Family Hub website, where we talk with other campus partners about the student experience just like today. We look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.